Okay, we are going to go ahead and get started. We're right at 6 o'clock, so we want to honor everyone's time and get started. So welcome. I know I can hear the thunder and lightning, see the lightning outside, so I know the storms have come in, but just truly excited. We have over 400 participants that have logged in this evening. So my name is Lupita Hinojosa, and I'm the Chief of Innovation and Equity. And so tonight, we have a session for all of our family members out there, parents, aunts, and uncles, anyone that is working with our students in Spring ISD and getting ready for the start of the school year. And so tonight we have a very important session and very excited to have lots of team members with us today or tonight, and they'll be introduced shortly. But this session focuses on two major topics. We're going to look at what we call Schoology, and Schoology is a platform where the district houses all of its curriculum, all of the assignments and materials, resources, textbooks that our students need. And so our team is going to go through the process of showing us, and myself included, how to access Schoology, how to access the curriculum for the district, all of the resources, the materials that are available. That's the first part, and that's Schoology. The second part is what we call the Home Access Center. Many of you as family members, as parents, guardians, you've been using the Home Access Center for a while. And that's where you get your child's report card, their grades, their attendance. All right, so those are the two pieces that we are going to focus on tonight. One of the pieces, and I know some of you are very familiar with Zoom, with the platform that we are using, you're going to see a Q&A box down at the bottom, and that's where we want you to enter your questions. And our team that's here today, we've got team members from our professional development team, our instructional technology team, as well as our family engagement team. And they're all here. They will answer your questions that you have live while the session is going on. And so that's how you can interact with us. I know that there's lots of questions out there about trying to register or update your students' records, or maybe even the survey. We will also attempt to answer any questions that you may have. And if we run into something that we can't answer, we'll definitely take your email address and we'll get back with you. All right, so once again, just truly excited. This is the very first of 4 sessions, and there will be a series. Just as our students continue to learn, we want our families, our parents, aunts and uncles, anybody that's working with our students at home to continue to grow. So this is just the very first session, and we're going to continue to have these throughout the year. And so what I want to do now is introduce our Director for Family Engagement, Miss Trinita Carroll, and she's going to introduce the team that we have with us tonight. So I'd like to welcome our Director of Family Engagement, Miss Trinita Carroll.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Dr. Hinojosa. I tell you, I am so excited because I'm looking at the bottom of my screen and I see participants 513. I tell you, as the Director of Parent Engagement, I was very, very nervous about what engagement would look like for our families amid COVID when we are doing remote learning, we're not in our buildings. I was very concerned about that, but I tell you, as we continue to host these meetings via Zoom, I see that our participation has skyrocketed. So for our 513 parents on this Zoom call tonight, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you. And we hope that you really get all that you need from this session and from the other modules that you will get the opportunity to participate in as we learn about HAC, Home Access Center, and Schoology, and all the other wonderful workshops we have planned for you. I would like to take the time to introduce our fabulous team. Starting on the family engagement side, we have Miss Leticia Gonzalez, and she is our Executive Director of Family Engagement. And we also have Miss Patricia Juarez. She's our Parent Engagement Coordinator. And on the fabulous workforce development, or should I say wonderful workforce development side, we have Miss Diana Kimberly, who is our Chief Executive Director of Workforce Development. We have Miss Jessica Jackson. She's in my corner. And under Jessica, Ryan Causey. We also have Heather Wolford, Roberto Sirocco, Kevin Holliday, Vicki Bacon. They are all here to support, but I want to give a special welcome to our two facilitators tonight. We have Miss Belinda Howell, and she is our digital learning coach, and she is going to take you through Schoology one-on-one. So wave, Belinda, for us. And after you hear from Belinda, you'll then hear from Devin Hamill, who is also a digital learning coach. She's gonna teach you all you know about Home Access Center. So parents, get ready to learn tonight because we've got two wonderful people who are here to serve. Are you ready, Ms. Howell? All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna share the screen. Let's see, give me a second. All right, my name is Belinda Howell, and I am gonna show you about Schoology. I'm gonna start with showing you how to log in. So as you can see, I'm at the Spring ISD main web. Clicking this orange icon right here, and that's going to take you to the login screen. So as you can see, this is my login. Student logins are going to be different. So they're going to be based on initials and the student ID number. So let's say I was a student named Jane Smith. My ID number would be SJ, and then my student ID number, let's say, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the first two letters are based on the initials, and then the last set of numbers are going to be based on the student ID number. These are also the numbers that the students use at lunch. Then they would put in their password. Now, if you cannot remember the password, please contact the campus. So I'm going to sign into mine now. This is going to take us to the portal. As you see, there's a variety of apps that we have. The one you need to use is Schoology. That's going to be in your default. You can see a big S here. I'm going to click to open it. It's going to prompt me again to sign in. And just like before, it's going to be that same username and password that I got into my Spring ISD. So again, I'm pretending I'm Jane Smith with the student ID number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's going to be SJ because they put the initials backwards. And then my student ID number. And then whatever my password is. And again, if you don't remember the password, please contact your campus. So I'm going to click login. Now this is going to take me to the course dashboard. So over here, I'm going to start seeing all the courses. I'm going to take you guys into this one for parents. So this is going to be the course I'm going to show you. So I'm going to start up here in the top right. The top right is going to be where your name is for the account. So if you have multiple students, you want to make sure that the right student is logged in. So click up here to make sure it's their name. Next to that is our notifications. This is going to be if there's an announcement or grades an assignment, it will send an announcement. So be looking up here. Next to that is our communication tool. So this is a way teachers can send messages to students, as well as for students to be able to send messages to teachers. As you can see here, the teacher for this course has sent out a message to the students. A new assignment. Now I'm going to come on the left side. They're going to be apps or the resources that we can use. So right now I'm in materials. I'm going to show you updates real quick. Updates is a tool teachers can use to send out announcements. So as you see here, the teacher sent out a message to everyone telling about the first day of school. As you can see here, I responded to it, and you can comment and you can like, similar to social media. So I'm gonna come back out here to materials. Now this middle section here, the materials section, this is where teachers are going to be putting their learning resources. So they'll be putting assignments, they can put PowerPoints, videos. As you can see here, I have a daily check-in as well as a PowerPoint. Up here we have how-to guides. So we have a variety of tools to help the students. Right here I have a grade 4 folder that has some assessments and assignments. So the students can come in here to take the assignments as well as the assessments. Now over here on the far right, this is our upcoming section. This is particularly important because it shows what assignments and assessments are coming up due. So you can see here I have a Build a Boat assignment that's due by Tuesday, September 1st by 11:59. If I look down here, I can see what assessments are coming up. So I have an assessment, a pre-assessment that's due Wednesday, September 2nd by 11:59. I also have an exit ticket. So let me start off by showing you assignments. I'm going to click here for the Build a Boat. And this is going to take me to an assignment. So this middle section here is where the teacher is going to put the instructions for the assignment. As you can see here, there is a link embedded in. I'm going to click this because this is what the assignment is actually going to be. So as you can see, Google Docs is asking if I want to copy this document. I'm going to say yes, make a copy. So this is going to open up the actual assignment that students are going to type in to complete the work. At the top left, this is the title of the assignment. Click in it and put the student's name. This will make it easier when they need to submit to be able to find the assignment. So they follow the instructions and then they type in whatever they need to do. When they're ready to submit, you're going to go right back to Schoology, and then you're going to go to this far right side. This is where you submit assignments as well as resubmit if you need to. So I'm going to click here to submit. Now this screen is going to show a couple different ways for me to submit an assignment. The first and most common way is through resources, because as you just saw, I was using Google Drive. So I'm going to click resources so that I can connect with the Google Drive. So if you're using a Chromebook, this is the way you want to do it. So I've clicked resources. I'm going to come here to the left where apps are. I'm going to click that. This is going to show some apps. I'm going to come up here to where it says Google Drive, and I'm going to click. Now, the first time you click Google Drive, it's going to bring up a screen asking for permission, because you have to give permission to Google Drive to link with Schoology. So you'll need to confirm yes that you want to allow it permission. After that, it's going to start showing the assignments. So it always has the most recent up at the top. So I have here, this is the assignment I just did. I'm going to put a little check mark next to it showing I want to upload it. Then I'm going to come up here to import. I click that and I come down to import file. Now, as you can see, it's currently uploading it. And it's now submitted. So now let me show you what it looks like with submissions. So this top or this right-hand side is where students can see when they submitted, as well as teacher feedback. So I have submitted this a couple times prior to this, and you can see the teacher first said, he gave me some feedback that I needed to go back and review and make sure I completed all the work. So I resubmitted with all the correct information, and you can see he gave another feedback comment saying that I did a great job. So this is a great way for students to go and see what their feedback is from their teachers. They can also ask questions by writing a comment down here. Now, on the far left, if you submitted a couple times, you can go and see all of the submissions you've made. So if I wanted to go back to an earlier one, I could select it and see what I turned in. All right, so I'm going to exit out here. Now I'm going to show you another way to submit. So I'm going to go here to submit assignment again. And I'm going to use the upload feature. So this is particularly useful for students who want to submit a picture or a drawing of something or a direct file from their computer. So I'm going to click here where it says file. And I'm going to find where the assignment is. Let's say it's this picture here. And I'm going to hit open. When I hit submit, it's going to submit it. But before I do that, I want to show you another feature that's pretty useful. Right here it says audio/video recording. So some assignments might ask for the student to make a recording or to say something in a video recording. This tool would allow them to do that. So here we have a way to submit a file, like a picture or an essay or anything directly from the computer. And then this allows the student to make an audio or video recording. Once it's done, you just hit the submit button. And now it's over here. So as you can see, to submit and resubmit, it's the exact same process. So to see where the grade is, that's going to be right up here in the top right. All right, let me go back out and let me show you about assessments. So I'm coming back over to materials. And as a reminder, I could open up assessments in the main folder here, but I really like to do it over here because this is what's telling students they need to complete the assignment. So as you can see, there's two types of assessments available for me right now. We have the exit ticket and the pre-assessment. Exit tickets are generally going to be one question, probably given daily. I'm going to start with a pre-assessment here. Now these type of assessments are typically multiple choice and it grades automatically once it's been submitted. It's going to start with what my current grade is. So as you can see, I have not attempted it yet. So it has a dash. Below that, it's going to tell me how many attempts I have. So for this one, it's telling me you have made 0 of 4 attempts. You have 4 remaining. Now, how many attempts you actually have at an assessment is going to vary based on grade and teacher. But this one here is allowing me 4 attempts. Below that, it's telling me how long I have to take it. So this assessment is open until Wednesday, September 2nd at 11:58. After that time, it will be closed and I will not be allowed to take it. So we got to make sure that the students are completing the assessments before the due date. All right, so I'm going to click the start attempt. All right, and it's going to bring it up. It's generally going to be a multiple choice. So it asks the question and the student's going to need to find the correct answer. And then they will click which one they think it is. Before I go on, let me show you some of the tools we have over here to help your scholars. The first one is called Review. This is going to be a feature that before you submit, it makes the student go back and kind of check their work. They can flag certain ones that they want to go back to. Below that is Accessibility. This is a great way if you want to change the color scheme, the font size, or zoom up. If you need to make it easier to read, that is the one to use. Below that is Flag for Review. So if I click this, when I get to my final screen, it's going to show that question 1, I prompted a flag, meaning I might want to go back because I found that question difficult. The next one is called Eliminate Choices. This is very useful for students to practice their STAR strategies. So when I click that, I can go and I can start eliminating some of the answers that I know are wrong. So I can weed them out before realizing what I think the correct answer is. Below that is Notepad. If students needed to take notes or write anything down, they could use that. And below that is a way to make it full screen. So I'm going to go and I'm going to select the answer. Oops. Oh, I just eliminated everything. So let me come back up here and go on. All right. So it's going to take me to the second question. And just as before, you're going to go and select what the correct answer is. Another thing you can do is you can highlight text. So as I selected it, it brings up our highlighter. So if I wanted to bring up highlight some text, I can use that. This is especially useful with literary subjects when we have to read passages, if they need to highlight certain passages. All right, now I'm going to move on to the third one. And I'm going to answer this. And then I'm going to hit review. So as you can see, it has that flag there. So if I wanted to go back there and see that it still has eliminated that one. Let me go back because I had eliminated all these questions. Turn that off. So now I'm going to go back to 3 and then review. So now I went back to make sure that that question was right because I had not selected an answer. So that's why this review is very useful. And then I'm going to click finish. So it says all questions have been attempted. Do you want to submit the activity now? I'm going to say yes. And I also want to stress, you need to make sure your scholars are getting to this screen. If they close before that, the assessment won't grade. You need to make sure that they finish it completely to get to the screen, and then they hit yes. Now, initially, it's not going to tell me what my score is. I'm going to actually have to exit back out. So right now, it's been graded, but it's not going to show yet. I have to go back out, and then I'm going to come back. And so now it has a grade. So even though I made 100, if I had made a score that wasn't 100, I may want to reattempt. So it'll say now, you have made 1 of 4 attempts, you have 3 remaining. So if I didn't like my score and wanted to try again, I can start attempt again and try again. Now again, how many attempts you're allowed is going to vary based on teacher as well as grade level and subject. So I can also come down here and I can see when I last attempted. So I'm going to come back out to materials. So I'm going to show you exit tickets real quick. I'm not going to go into it because it's going to be the exact same format. I just wanted to show you again. This is something scholars are going to be doing pretty much every day. They're usually going to be 1 or 2 questions. And just as before, I have multiple attempts on this one. Again, that may vary. So I'm going to come back out. Now let me show you the grade. I've done some assignments and I've done some assessments, so I should have some grades. So over here on the left side, again, where our apps and resources are, I'm going to click grades. This is going to show me what the grades I have for this course. Starting with assessments, it's going to have the grade names as well as what grades I have received. If I haven't attempted it, it will have a dash. But these green numbers are the grades that I have received. When I scroll down, I have some assignments, and it will again tell me what my scores are. At the very bottom, it's going to say what my current course grade is. So we'll come back to materials. Now I'm going to show you another very useful tool that students should know about. It's called conferences. So I'm going to click here, conferences, to bring this up. So conferences is similar to Zoom or Google Meets. It's a way for teachers to be able to interact with their students live. So when I come here, I can see which ones are currently set up. So the left side here is going to be the title. So right here I have daily science lesson. It also tells what time the teacher wants to meet. So here it says the 4th at 5 p.m. So students know they need to come to conferences at this time to join the lesson. Now, when it says In progress, that means the teacher is there and they are waiting to begin the lesson. To join, you'd go over here where it has the title and it's in blue, and you would click to join. If the teacher has not started it, it'll show not started. So I'm going to come back out. Now, before I turn it over, I want to go over logging in one more time, because I know that's a very highly requested subject with parents. So I'm going to sign out. So to sign out, let me show you, I'm going to come right up here to where my name is, and I'm going to do log out. Close that. And then I'm going to sign out of my Spring ISD. I'm going to close that. So again, I'm back at springisd.org. So up here, springisd.org, our main website. To log in again, we got to go to My Spring ISD, which we have an easy link right here in orange. I'm going to click that. And it's going to take us to the sign-in page. Now remember, student logins, we're going to have those 2 initials and then their student ID number. So again, for example purposes, let's say my name is Jane Smith with the student ID number 123456778. It's going to be SJ, the initials, and then the ID number, and then whatever the password is. And again, if the students don't remember the passwords, contact the campus. Let me come back to mine and log in. So again, this is taking us inside the portal. There's a lot of useful apps in here, by the way. Please check it out. Now for Schoology, again, it's going to be in the default. It has this S and then Schoology. You click, it's going to be that exact same username and password that you've used before. So as I've been using before, I'm going to, again, my name is Jane Smith with that ID number 123456778. It's going to be the 2 initials, and you see how they like to switch it. So it's going to be last name initial and then the first name initial, and then the student ID number. And again, this number here is their lunch ID number. They usually know that. So this is going to be the login and then their password. Again, I'm going to switch to mine. So at this point, I'd like to turn it over to Devin Hamill to explain the Home Access Center, otherwise known as HACC.
Thanks, Belinda. So good evening, parents, and if you'll give us a minute to swap screens here. It takes us just a second. And we always appreciate your patience with us. And there we go, my present. So I'm going to share with you how to utilize the Home Access Center, or HACC, or HAC. You'll hear it referred to all of those different ways. And I'm going to show you how to do it as a parent. And in addition to working for the school district, I also have students that are here in the district that attend schools. So I personally have to use this program a lot. So I'm going to kind of show you some of the ins and outs of this program, okay? Now, for Home Access Center, each guardian has a unique personal login. So for my students, I have a login and my husband has a login as well. It's totally different from mine. But we're both attached to our students' accounts, to both of our girls. It is a totally separate account, but they're linked together so that you can be able to see your students' grade information and that is posted over on the parent side, okay? If you do not know what your parent username is, you will need to contact your student's campus to get that information, or we have the helpline. Typically, parent logins are going to be the first initial, a period, your last name, and sometimes it will have a number added at the end. As you can see from what Belinda was saying earlier, it looks very different from a student login, which are their initials and that lunch number. Now, just like our students, you have to get to the my.springisd.org website, which we call the portal. It's the exact same place that your students log in. We just have you log in with your parent credentials. Now, as you log in, you might get this screen, and it's called a Power School screen. Power School is the umbrella program that houses HAC and Schoology both. Just here, all you would need to do is re-enter your username and your password. Go ahead and leave that top box alone. Now, when HAC loads, it should bring you to this demographics screen. Your student information will be displayed here. It should have name, address, student school email, and many other things. When you go in, please give it a quick check to make sure that all the information there is correct. But below the student information is the guardian information. Remember, each parent has their login information, so this will be strictly your information, not any of the other guardians. You could also click over here to update some of your information. And when you do that, this kind of a screen should pop up for you, this dialog box. In it, you can change your parent's email or any of your parent phone numbers in this section. But if you need to change any other information, please contact the registrar at your student's school because they have to have documentation for that. Now, I'm a parent and I have two students, and so I have to be able to see both of their information. Up in the top right-hand corner of your screen, underneath where your name is, you should see your student's name. Next to it is a little drop-down arrow. And to be able to navigate between multiple students, you're going to click that arrow, and it should open this big dialog box that you're seeing. All I have to do is choose which one I want to see and click the circle, and then I'm going to click submit to be able to switch students. And this will work the same if you have two students or you have 5 students. If you do have more than one child in our school district and you do not see that arrow, please contact your child's school to link the student accounts. Now, at the top of the page, there are a series of icons. We're going to start with the home icon. By clicking it, it'll open this calendar that is set up here. The calendar shows scheduled assignments that the teacher has already entered into HAC. But please don't worry if the calendar is blank, because some teachers enter their grades after they have given and graded the assignment. There is also a second calendar view here. If you look at the tabs on the left, this calendar shows a month view. Over on the left-hand side of the screen, there's a way to filter it to show and use this menu to be able to only see some of the courses or to see all of the courses, and you can choose a specific class. Now, switching over to the attendance icon, another calendar will indicate various attendance events. So at the top part of the screen, though, this is something I wanted you to really see. There's a place that you can choose to receive notifications about your students' attendance via email or text message. Scrolling down to the bottom, there is a color legend that explains what color represents which absence types. So when the box on the calendar is colored, you just need to look down here for the explanation as to the type of absence that your child has been coded with. Classes is the third icon, and classes is divided into tabs as well. The classwork tab contains the list of classes that your student is enrolled in. This is an enlarged view of that same screen we just had to show you how you can set alerts for grades as well if they fall beyond a certain level, either high or low. Simply click on email or mobile or both if you want, and you can choose notices by that method. Over towards the right-hand side, though, there is a second part that allows you to enter numerical grades of a level at which to notify you. So you can do it for both if it goes below a certain point or above a certain point. Now, when you're in, this is the same view again, but it's kind of zoomed back out. When you're in here on this tab, you can click any of the blue linked classes to open it up so you can see the grades that compose it. The grades are over in the center section, and you have the assignment information as well as the grades and the total points. With the schedule tab, you can get a little bit more information as well on your classes. We have the type of class. It tells your students' classes, what class period it is, the teacher, as well as the room number of when they're in physical school that they should be going to. Now, under the grades tab, we have several different things to look at. So the first one we're going to start with is IPR, which stands for Interim Progress Reports. Those are the grades that are sent home midway through the marking period. The default will be the most recent one, but there's a little drop-down menu that you can click on to change the date and navigate between progress reports. Under the Report Card tab, this is sent, these are the grades that are sent at the end of the marking period. Again, it is sent to show the different, as an overview on this screen for the year, but you can also change and look at specific marking periods and navigate between them. So we're in marking period 4, so you could navigate back from here and go look at marking period 1. Under transcripts, this is kind of a special tab because this tab is only visible if you have a student who has completed a high school credit class. So elementary parents and most middle school parents, you're not going to see this because it has to be a class that is available for high school credit that will help work towards their graduation credits. The last tab that we have over here is test scores. It's for students who have taken STAR tests within our school district. It will show the test results in reverse chronological order. So if you're a parent of a pre-K through 3rd grade student, you're not going to see this tab because they haven't taken a STAR test. A more parent-friendly version is available on the Texas Assessment Management System webpage that explains all of the information that is just clustered right here. So thank you for allowing me to present this information to you. And I am now going to hand off to Mr. Ryan Causey, who has been monitoring our Q&A.
Oh my goodness, I've heard, or I've seen a lot of good questions out there. A lot of them having to do with things that have not been determined as of yet. But I'm really so need to be reiterated. If you have issues with your hack or your password for hack, you can contact your campus registrar or 281-891-6249 to help you with those issues. Let's see, what else? For your student passwords, students will be able to, or parents and students will be able to contact their teacher in order to have that information reset. So if you need to but if you need help still, you can contact the 281-891-6249 number for assistance. We're always there to lean in and support you with that. Let's see, what else do we have in here? If you don't have access, it really had a lot to do with access to HAC. And really, we're all out here to support y'all with that. I know the phone lines have been a little bit crazy, but now the campuses are available to help you. The phone line is still there available to help you. So please reach out to the campuses for that type of assistance. Does anybody else in the panel see any questions that stuck out to them that they think that needs to be reiterated or covered?
Mr.
For scheduling.
This is Lupita Hinojosa. Just really quick, I know as I was going through the sessions, a lot of parents had time, a hard time logging in, or we reached our max. But I do want to remind everyone that we will place this recording on our springisd.org website under the Family Engagement tab. So we will place this recording there. Tomorrow at 6 o'clock, we will have this same session in Spanish. And then next week on Tuesday, August the 11th at 6 o'clock, we will do another session in English, again going over Schoology and the Home Access Center. So if you, got here late or, want to hear it again, number one, you can go to the website and do the link, and you can do it as slow as you want, or number two, come back next Tuesday at 6 o'clock and we will definitely have this session again. And Mr. Cossey, one of the great recommendations that I saw was, could we also, Ms. Howell and Ms. Hamill, could we do like a flow chart, a sheet that's written down that tells you how to log in? Someone in the Q&A said, I'm very visual and I also need to see it written down. Or do we have one that we can post that says step-by-step process how to log into Schoology and then how to log into Hack? Is that available, or can we create one and post it on the website?
I believe we have some. If we do not, we can definitely make one and post them for sure.
Right. We'll tag team and get that done for our parents. So it'll be helpful because I'm visual too, and it helps me a lot.
Definitely.
Yeah, we do have handouts, and we do have how-to guides out there that were created spring. We can definitely revisit those and post those.
I was going to say, in regards to the questions surrounding scheduling, if you contact your campus, because there's some different schedules for different campuses. So those specific questions, I saw it repeated a lot. If you just check with your campus, they'll be able to help you with those.
That's good, Ms. Jackson. And the other question that I saw a lot was, when are Chromebooks being distributed? And so this week on Thursday and Friday, we are distributing the Chromebooks for the high schools. And they, the specific times, I know each high school will have a morning and an afternoon session, but definitely go to the high school's website and they'll have it there. But the high schools will happen this week on Thursday and Friday. And then next week on the 10th and the 11th, we will be distributing the middle schools. And that's Monday and Tuesday for the middle schools. And then the elementaries will be distributing Chromebooks at the middle school, but they will be distributing Chromebooks on Thursday and Friday. So please check your school's website for the specific times and locations, but know that each high school, each middle school, and each elementary will schedule 2 days, and they will schedule a morning from 9 to 1 and then an afternoon that starts around 3 o'clock and will continue until 7 o'clock. But definitely look for your school's website and they will give you the times and dates. Any other trends that we saw? I know passwords, and Mr. Cossey, recommendation is reach out to your campus and they can give you the passwords. Can someone repeat once again that help desk phone number? And I know right now some of the wait time is a little long, but we're moving as quickly as we can. What's that help desk number that parents can call?
It is 281 891-6249. Again, that's 281-891-6249.
All right, we are just at our time that's up, but I do want to again thank all of the family members that came onto the website. I think we maxed out Zoom, we killed Zoom, just so excited. And that, you know, it truly, truly warms my heart because it tells me that our students are being so well supported and that you parents are so engaged in wanting to make sure your child is ready for the start of school. Remember, the first day of instruction is Monday, August the 17th, but we're not at the campus. You will be logging in. The first day of instruction is remote, and we will be remote or learning at home for the first 4 weeks of school. You will receive email notifications from your schools giving you the schedule. I know so many parents wanted to know exactly what time do I need to log in. So look for emails from your schools. Each school is doing a town hall meeting where they will share the schedule for the day. They will tell you what time the classes will be on. As Ms. Howell shared with you, all of the lessons, the assignments are going to be in Schoology. And then of course, as a parent, once you start looking for grades, a lot of parents were asking about, are we going to take grades? And absolutely, it's going to be different than what we did in the springtime. This time, students will have assignments every day. So they have to log in, they have to submit their assignments, and grades will be given. So look for an announcement from your school for your meeting, meet the teacher or back to school, and you will receive that information for the specific schedules. But once again, thank you so very much. And thank you to Ms. Kimberly, your entire team, Ms. Gonzalez, Ms. Carol, and everybody that's here, all of Mr. Holliday, your team that's here. I know we've got a big team. Thank you so much. And to our parents, look for the link posted tomorrow. And if you want to come back tomorrow, we will do one in Spanish at 6 o'clock. And then next week on Tuesday the 11th, we will be back. And Wednesday the 12th, we'll also be back in Spanish. Again, thank you so very much, and we appreciate you. Good night.